everyone, it's Olivia from SheKnitsalot, and I'm here for my third podcast. There's very little knitting, I'll be upfront about it. I've just had kind of a crazy week trying to get things sorted with this pattern that I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. I want to make a fingerless mitts pattern. I had started one when I was making this last week, and then I ripped it out, and then I started it again, and then I ripped it out again, and etc., etc., etc. So... I am going to knit just a plain one first, again, to just get kind of a sense of what's going on with the pattern. And then I will try my hand at doing something basic and kind of working from there. Because my main thing is... Sorry, my sock is annoying me. My main thing is that it wasn't turning out kind of like how I had envisioned it. And the yarn that I was using and the pattern just weren't meshing. So this is what I've got so far on my plain one. Doesn't look like much at this point, but it's turning out fine. So this is something kind of random and interesting. So when I knit in the round, the wrong side is on the outside for me, and the right side's on the inside, and I kind of just assumed that that's how it was for everyone, until in college I started this craft club or knitting club. And this girl came, who we've become friends now, my friend Emily, but she came and was working on something in the round, and I was working on something in the round, and she said, wait a second, why is your right side on the inside? She thought that was the weirdest thing she'd ever seen, and I said, well, what do you mean? That's how it always is. And then I looked at hers, and no, not the case. So I was very perplexed by that. So how many of you, I would like you to leave a comment, how many of you have your right side when you're knitting on the inside and the wrong side on the out, like I do? Or how many of you have it like Emily does, where the right side's on the outside? Because it's kind of interesting. We follow the same pattern, and I found an explanation online, but it really didn't make sense to me the last time I read it. Maybe if I read it again I would get it, but I didn't really understand the reasoning there. So this is what it looks like. It looks kind of huge right now, but it's not that big. The thumb just looks especially large because it hasn't been picked up and tightened, but it's very basic. But it matches that hat that I showed you last time. Man, the yarn looks so washed out. Everything looks very washed out. But you'll notice there's a location change. That's just because I finally moved stuff around so that I could film in here rather than in my living room, which is good because you could probably hear my husband coughing in the other ones. Not that it's, life-shattering if people hear coughing, but... So that's really all I've accomplished that I have to show. Because I ripped out the other one so many times that I was getting mad, and so went to a bulky weight instead. It goes faster, and I don't want to deal with it. I knit with a lot of kind of chunkier, thick yarns, because when you sell stuff, a hat that's knit that's really thin, and it's knit with a thicker yarn, and it's the same pattern, to people who don't knit, they don't really notice a lot of difference. So people aren't really willing to pay more for kind of finer work, thinner yarn. So most of the time, it's not worth it to use, like a fingering or sport weight yarn to knit this stuff, because the places that I'm selling, people can't tell the difference and will not pay any different for that. So that's kind of frustrating, but it's how it is. So this is part of my studio. I currently live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and so this spare room is what we've turned into the craft room / my husband has 4 guitars, I think. Yeah, he has 4 guitars. So we have 4 guitars in the house, and we've got a lot of hobbies. We're kind of a hobby couple. Very different hobbies, but we both have hobbies. So that's been great because I have been picking up dishes slowly for my wedding this summer. So we're having a wedding reception. Because like I mentioned in the past one, that we got married really quick. And, well, it wasn't quick. We've been together for a long time, but I just didn't really want to make it a big deal. But my mom has felt like I kind of robbed her a little bit of having, the typical wedding. Because I'm her only daughter. I have a brother who's younger than me. But she wants to have this reception, and I kind of do too. I mean, it's not like I don't want to do it. That's making it sound like I'm putting it on her. But she really wants to do this, so we're having a reception in my parents' backyard. And I'm going to do all of the decorations and stuff myself. which is going to take a lot of work. But I wish you could see. So above me is this bunting that I'm working on right now. And I'll just show you pieces of it. So I hung some of it up. But this is one of the fabrics, has birds and flowers on it. But these are the main core fabrics that I'm working with. Here, I'll try to lay them all out so that you can see them. Ooh, these 5. Because it kind of goes with the theme. So I have, which have been wanting to do this for a lot longer than I've known I was going to get married. But I've always wanted to have a mismatched china set at my wedding, just as kind of part of the decoration. And it's become a lot more popular within the last couple of years, I'm noticing. So that's kind of interesting and problematic in some ways. But I've been collecting dishes, which I will show you a few of them as I lean out. So yesterday, Ian and I were coming back from his parents' house. We went to go see them for the weekend. And we ran into this. So there are 2 of those. There are 2 I found like this, which I think are really pretty. Which you could probably tell from the decorations that I have. Kind of a floral person. But anyway, so we were coming back from his parents' house and we stopped at this thrift store. There are 2 in this one town that are right across from each other. And I'd always wanted to go to one of them, but I never had gone in. And I'm so glad that I did, because I found those 2 bottom plates. I found several others too that are really beautiful. This one is especially pretty, I think. This one matches those smaller ones, but it's a little bit different. Those first ones I showed you. These are both the same. Again, they're all different, but that's kind of, sometimes they have 2 of the same kind, but I'm limiting myself to only 2 of the same. This one. I got, okay, I'm reaching on that, but 2 of this kind. This one's a little more understated, but I actually really like this, and this is some of the cheapest ones that I've got. The most I've spent on one is $2, so it's not like I'm breaking the bank, but I don't really want to spend a ton of money on this. Oh, I stand corrected. This one was $3, but I think it might have been on sale. This one isn't even really floral, but it had green on it, so I liked it. I have 2 of this one. And then finally that one. So that's all of the dinner plates. I think there are somewhere around 17 or so of those. But I also have, I just got, so there's, you can see behind me, there's a glass cake stand that I got for pretty inexpensive. I think it was $8. But the real steal that I've gotten recently has been this guy. So this is a punch bowl, because we're going to be having punch, that comes with, I don't even know how many cups are in here, at least 10, I would say. But all of this was originally supposed to be $6.75, which is a good deal to begin with, but they were having 75% off of all of this certain color tag, so I got it for $1.68 for this whole thing, which is pretty incredible. Oh, shoot. There's something in there that's broken. Oh, never mind. Interesting. Oh, it must be to hang the cups around it or something. I don't know. Never seen that before. I've never had a punch bowl before, though, either. I've always liked stuff like that, but I've never really had a reason to have it, so I haven't. But I also, so I have the bunting that I'm working on. I'm going to be making this kind of big, hanging, I don't know, like dangly thing. That sounds like a terrible description, but it's made out of wax paper, and it looks really classy and nice, and I have some vases for like centerpieces and stuff, so I'm really excited. I have some plates that are china plates that are for serving bigger things, that where I'll have desserts and stuff, so I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm excited. I love hosting parties. I love hosting parties. And it's going to be pretty much exclusively family and really close friends, so it'll be really fun to have everyone over. But what else have I been working on? Well, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I carry some of my knit stuff in this hair salon in my parents' hometown. And I have stuff up, but it's, March now, almost. It's getting pretty well into March at this point. And that means that my knit stuff that's in the store isn't going to really be selling at its peak because winter's almost over here in Minnesota. So I have been thinking about other things that I could make to kind of fill that space that I have there. They take a cut, but it's not a ridiculous amount. So I have been kind of pondering, because I do make jewelry, I make earrings, and I sell those a lot at farmers markets in the summer, and that goes well usually, but I've been trying to figure out what else I could do to supplement that. Well, I had been interested in making bath bombs for a while, just on my own, for my own personal use, because I take baths all the time. It's just kind of a way to relax. So I thought to myself, well, hey, why don't I do this, for like selling stuff there? And I don't know if she's going to say yes. I'm going to bring it and pitch it to her when I go to get my hair done, when I go home for Easter this next weekend. But I've been making these bath bombs, which I've put some of them in this bowl so you can see them a little bit better. But, oops. This one I have called Life's a Peach because it's supposed to smell like a peach, but I don't know if it smells good. I don't know. It doesn't slap you over the face with the peach smell, but I tried to make these before, so just for a size comparison, and I found this weird thing in a thrift store, and it's definitely not made for molding bath bombs. I have no idea what it's for. I think cake pops potentially, but I don't make those, so. But this is how weird it turned out when I tried to use that thing. I was trying to be creative, but it didn't really work. It looks terrible, and the bottom is like this because it wasn't coming out. So I'll still use these because it doesn't matter to me what they look like, but if I'm going to be selling them, they can't look like that. So I did break down and got my husband to buy me some of these plastic molds. These are for making bath bombs. I don't remember the size, though. They came in like packs of 12 on Amazon. I'm buying a couple more stainless steel molds to see if I like those any better, just to I want to see what's out there. But, so I have these, which made them this size. So just for a size comparison, they are pretty big, but they're not as big as I've seen some. Some are ridiculously huge. But anyway, so that's my Life's a Peach, but as you'll see, I have some little boxes on this tray here of other ones that I've done, so other scents that I have. I think the rose ones are honestly the prettiest. I'll show you why. I bought some rose petals a long time ago when I was planning on doing this. So it's got dried rose petals on the top. Does not focus very well on this kind of close-up stuff. But anyway, so this one's rose. And I have them, I'll show you the box. I tried to keep with my kind of aesthetic of the tags that I make. So just for a comparison, for instance, this is a tag that I would use for like a knit hat or something. Whoopsies. And then on the back, I have that. And then I will usually put the care instructions. So if the hat needs to be hand washed or machine washed or whatever, I write that on the back. But I hand stamp and write all of my tags. Man, it does a terrible job at. That's really bad. Sorry, I don't know how to fix that. I'll have to talk to Ian. He's the tech guy. But anyway, I'm trying to keep consistent with that. But I didn't want to use the SheKnitsalot thing for like the brand name on the bottom because it doesn't really make sense when it's not a knit or crocheted thing. So I just put my first name at the bottom. That's just saying the scent, and then made with love. That same sticker. I got that at Target a long time ago, so I don't know if it's really around anymore, the stamp. But I got it for really cheap. I also have mint grapefruit, which I really like. This one, there's something really refreshing smelling about it to me. So I'll try to get it out. Here we go. Oh no! This one's kind of cracking. This is going to be a present for a friend. Come on. Nope, I guess it's not gonna cooperate. That's the one thing I will say, when you're making these, it's kind of a pain because sometimes they will crack. It's not like it broke in half or anything, but I don't think that I can really sell that if it looks like that. Just because it looks bad. But anyway, just something that I'll have to kind of check them again to make sure. But that's what I've been up to, making those. I also have lemon verbena, which is really a nice smell to it. Again, you really can't see anything, so that's a pain. This one is a very I shouldn't say overpowering, but it's a very strong. But I also made one where I combined the peach and the lemon, so I called it peach lemonade. Just because it's kind of a fun mix. I smell the lemon really more than anything though. But, so that's what I'm up to. I don't know how much to charge for these yet. I haven't decided because I've been looking online. And places like, I don't know if you guys have ever bought anything from Lush before, but it's this cosmetic site. I don't know if they have stuff in person too. I'm sure they probably do. But they charge $6, $7, $8 for something about this size. And these are handmade. And I don't know if those are handmade. I would guess it's very possible. But I feel like just the market in my parents' hometown, I feel like the highest that I would want to go is $5 per thing because people are just weird. That's just my 2 cents about that. But anyway, so I've been making these. I'll probably make more across the week before I get to my parents' house just so that I can, get prepared. But I hope that she says yes. I should send her a message before I just show up in Marshall with these and say, hey, carry these. But I think she might be game to try it. If nothing else, then I have them for the farmer's market this summer. The only thing that I need to do is the ones that do crack, unfortunately. I hate that it does that, but it's just kind of a what do you do type thing. But the ones that crack will go to my friends for presents because that's the kind of nice friend that I am. Here's this defective thing that I can't sell. You get it for Christmas or you get it for your birthday. They work the same, so I don't feel guilty about it. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel guilty, so they'll be fine. That's, I think, everything that I really wanted to share with you guys, though, this week. So I hope you're all doing well. Weigh in the comments, though. Do you think 5? Or should I do 6 a piece and then 2 for 10? Or 5 a piece and 2 for 9 or something? I don't know. Help me. Because I do have to pay a portion of it of my sales go to the salon, obviously, because they're holding it. So let me know. And I hope you guys all have a good day. Thank you. Bye.